step is prep the glass, and I'm going to do that with this 1-inch razor blade and a little bit of soapy water from the spray bottle on my part. Roll it down a little bit, just spray the whole thing down. Take your razor blade, start at the top, and scrape off all the dirt that's on the window. Further right before I have to tint the window, but you can also just spray it down again and squeegee it off just to make sure that none of the glue sticks back to the window when this window dries out. Spray down your seals because you're gonna let we have everything prepped. I'm gonna spray down my window. Alright, I'm gonna spray down my film. Get it where I want, so I have all my edges covered. Take my Olfa knife, just put a little bit of blade out. Start on the bottom edge. Olfa knife. Cut my sides. And then cut your other side. Then I take my tint, pull it down just a little bit so it goes farther inside the seals. Tack down my window. Roll down the window a little bit, goes to the top edge. And then cut your top edge. Now I just have to trim all my corners. I'll be ready to heat shrink it. Now I have my pattern. Spray off the window again. Put your tint out before I install the tint. Just spray the whole thing down. Wipe it with your hand just to make sure there's no grit left on the window. Take out a conquistador and just wash out the sides. Then take your Blue Max squeegee. Just start at the top. Squeeze all the water down. Then wash down the rest of the water. And the seals. Spray down the whole window again. And now the tint's ready to go on the inside of the window. Okay, so when you peel the release liner, just flick the tint back. You can shift it in between your teeth a little bit to separate the tint and the release liner, and just peel it down. You only want to go down about halfway, and then spray off your tint. You'll be peeling off the rest of the release liner a little bit later. Okay, then I'm going to lift up my tint and place it on the inside of the window. Start with the big edge first and keep the other side away from the window so it doesn't touch any of the pillars. Now I'm going to fold my tint just a little bit and press it into the seal. Press the rest of the tint on, fold it back just a little bit. This way I can sneak the other side in. Line it up. Use the top of the window as a reference guide. It'll kind of show you exactly where your tint needs to go. You also want to check both sides just to make sure you're not leaving the light gap. Spray down the window. Take your Blue Max, start at the top and the middle. And just squeegee your way outward. You're also holding it with your other hand so it doesn't shift and tap down into another place that you already put it on the window because it's still loose with the soapy water, so you can shift it around just a bit. Then you want to take your conquistador, squeegee out your seals, always start down and go up. Make sure your window's tacked in place by just moving it just a little bit. If it's not, you can take a heat gun and heat up your top edges, but this one's okay, so I'm just gonna leave it. Roll up my window. Now, I'm gonna spray off this bottom part just to make sure there's no dirt. And then peel my release liner by holding the tint here and just pulling it down and moving my hand across. Have my release liner peeled and spray off the bottom side of the tint again just to get that wet too so it slides easily. And then I'm going to fold this one down a bit, fold this one in too. This card I got here is a Platinum Easy Reach. Hold up the tint and you're going to be pulling back the seals and trying to tuck it in at the same time. Okay, so once you tuck the film in, spray it off again, and you're ready to squeegee it out. Take your Platinum Easy Reach, pull the seal back after you squeegee out the window. And then you pull back the seal and swipe your conquistador in the seal and just squeegee out the rest of the window that way. And I also want to go over it just one more time. Just make sure I squeegeed all the excess water and air bubbles out of the window. Gotta clean up and take your microfiber rag or whatever you're using, wipe down everything. And this is soapy water, so it won't hurt the door panel at all either. Okay, and lastly, we're just going to check over our window. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Well guys, this is the finished product. This is Lumar ATC 40% all the way around, including a windshield strip. As you can see, it's pretty light tint all the way around. He just wanted to have a nice light uniform look all the way around, even though it doesn't make much sense to have the windshield strip in 40%. It still turned out really well. Still a pretty good looking car. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe.